we got in the house, Sauce the Boss?
We got Hot Paw in the house.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
Hey, man, but before we get to Hot Paw, man, you know what I'm saying? I got to say who introduced him to it. Gary Archer, you on the mic? For those of you that don't know who this man is, he operates a lot behind the scenes. For any of y'all that have ever heard of Mr. FAB, Gary Archer was the man's first manager. You know what I'm saying, made a lot of moves. Y'all seen the man in front of the camera, but a lot of times it's a team that you don't see. So Gary Archer, you know, tell them a little bit about your hip-hop resume before we go on any further so the people know who you are, besides what I've already introduced you as.
On this website called WeTheWest.com, the world's largest West Coast website, over 100 million hits a year, creating a lane for us West Coast kids. I also program all Chic Shoes TVs. When you walk in Chic Shoes, look up. If you see nothing but West Coast videos, I program those. I'm trying to create another lane for the West Coast. I did all the marketing. I was behind all of Mac Dre's movement from the time he got out of jail to the time he passed away, and then 2.5, 3 years after that. I'm just through this stay in the streets, you know what I mean? Been a part of all this Bay Area history, and I see it turning over once again. And I think the lane's opening up for, heartfelt music, people with a purpose. I know they got this dance stuff again, but now there's more than one genre.
What makes you stand out from the rest of the 1,000 rappers that's out there?
Hey, to be honest with you, I think the first thing is obviously like, I'm half Japanese and then half white, so that's a big difference from like whatever's going on in hip hop.
Hold on. Say that one more time.
Yeah, I'm half Japanese and I'm half white, so
Okay, so when you start rapping, did your family think you were tripping out?
Oh man,
what happened?
My dad was banging like AC/DC in the room, and my mom was listening to Rick Springfield. I couldn't believe I was listening to NWA. It was like, what? 100 miles and running? Like for real? Like I'm still in this, from Warehouse, right? The little like 99-cent singles and stuff. So like they're hearing this play in the room, and I didn't even know it was on it when I popped it in, right? I was just like, everybody's listening to it, I'm gonna get it. So I popped it in, and like, damn, Dad came running in, like, what the? Man, I had to get another one. That's all I gotta say. I had to get another one.
Hey, that's what's up. And you hooked up with a legend like Gary Archer.
Man.
I wanted to say something real quick. Hey, I know about D-Ray, and I heard about the fundraiser y'all was doing, man. A big shout out to you, and it's good to meet you in person, you know what I mean? I've been hearing a lot about your work a long time. And this KPFA Black Report Radio, we get down like that. Don't trip off nothing, man. Just live it out.
Hey, hop off.
Yeah.
How'd you get that name, bro?
You didn't just say, I'm about
Hold on, I missed out because I was
You know Sauce be Sauce.
I was on the phone. Just 2 seconds. Tell me how you got that name.
So I got a friend, his name is Koji, right? And he's half Japanese and half white, and he was just like, yo, HOTPA. And then it just stuck one day. And to be honest with you, we actually formed a group off of that name. And it was called HOTPA, and he was a part of the group. We went to Japan, and the first 2 trips to Japan, he kind of got like, culture shocked. And we were about to sign a contract, and he actually left the group, and I kept the name.
You kept the name. All right, now we fast forwarding back to Miss B.
I just want to know where we can find some more of your music.
You can find me on iTunes, and then a lot of this stuff you're not going to be able to find because it's in Japan in a store, unless you out there.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Japan rap scene, man.
Yeah.
How do you compare the Japan rap scene, particularly to the Bay Area rap scene?
Wow, you know what? What part of Japan? Because there's like...
Well, I mean, break it down. We don't know nothing about it. I've never been to the country, so break it down for us.
Let me tell you, when I first started... I was in New York, like Tokyo style, right? So it's like New York, I would consider it. So like I signed with Universal Japan. I'm out there doing like sort of the New York thing. It looks like New York. It feels like New York. It is New York, right? Like that's kind of how they're vibing. Everybody's wearing New York hats over there, right? So then I started doing shows out there. Started moving down south. Hit Yokohama. The people out there are riding 6'4" Impalas. They got their Ben Davis on, and
they're West Coast.
They're West Coast, and they're all wearing LA hats, and I'm like, what?
In Japan, they got LA hats and 6'4".
In the South part of Japan, West Coast.
So at the end of the day, like I actually ended up connecting with more people down there because they were like more like West Coast, and they like felt like what I was doing more. So I ended up leaving Universal Japan. I put out some stuff through them, but now I'm on like one of the most prestigious labels in Japan called Hood Sound, and they're like the biggest thing happening in Japan. They took over like from Asia, so it's like Thailand, which is Bangkok inside of Thailand, and then they got Singapore locked down as well as Japan. So they're not only in Japan, but they're like locking up the whole Pacific.
We want to come to your next show out there in Japan.
Man,
I
I got to release in August.
So did you just say like, forget it? Are we going to Japan? You know, are people out there, or like, how'd you just pick up and go? Like for artists that want to have more of a national audience.
You know what? For people that want to try to get out to Japan, I'm gonna tell you how I did it, and it's not possible no more because I just like sent some messages out on MySpace, to be honest with you. And MySpace was popping in Japan, and I basically hit every artist, hit every record label, and I was like, yo, I'm coming to Japan. And they're like, word? Okay, well, so I set up meetings with like 100 people, and I flew to Japan. And also I started figuring out who's who, who's what. Got to the right people.
Make it more practical. What does it cost to even get to Japan, round trip, on the average?
You can get there for like a G, in the right time of season, maybe like $600-700.
That's a long flight. Too.
That's a
Oh, you know what?
long
You know, I just got back from Bangkok, and dude, it was like I flew to Japan, and then I had like an hour layover, so it was like a 14-hour flight. And then I did another like 6 hours to like Bangkok, and I had like a 1 hour layover. It was crazy.
For people that's out there right now, please do not get him confused with Far East Movement. Okay?
Yes, please don't.
This man is hungry. He's out here with the legendary person that discovered Mr. Fab, Mr. Hyper himself, so you know he got something going for him.
Yes, and for real, like I toured with the legends, I toured with Hyro, I toured with like all the real underground cats, and I've been doing this for a long time. I'm touring with AC Alone and Sunspot coming up in July as well, so.
So you heard that Sunspot song we played, huh?
Yeah, I just heard it right now.
What you think of the show, man? Keep it 100.
You want me to tell you how I feel about the show?
Yeah.
Every time I look at you, you remind me of Merce, because that's my man, bro. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 100. I love the show because I hear real hip-hop, and to be honest with you, the last cat that was on, he kind of surprised me, man, like, because I heard some, like, real flavor in his beats. Like, the samples reminded me, like, some, like, old school East Coast hip-hop, and then, you know,
that's a 16-year-old.
Kind of that new, like, Wiz Khalifa flow, you know, it's cool, so... You know what I'm saying? Like anything that G supports, I support, and that's how we roll. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. For those that are just tuning in, we are on in the studio live with HOTPA. We got Gary Archer in the studio with us, and the whole Block Report posse, the whole team is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Big Mo, the center, the power forward, Sauce the boss, the shooting guard, Miss B, and me, the point guard, running up the court. We are in the building. You know what I'm saying? But HOTPA, I mean, what you got coming up next? You was talking a lot about the high road, the underground, and what you got going in Japan. I mean, where you at in your career? What you doing?
Man, so I got a release called Itsuka, which means like someday, somehow, in Japan is coming out in August, so I'll be touring for that, just promo and stuff.
Well, what does that mean? Does that mean if you release in Japan, they don't release in the United States?
Nah, you can't buy it on iTunes over here.
You can't buy it on iTunes over here.
Nah.
iTunes is electronic.
Like you can buy it. Like if you're got a Japanese account through iTunes, you can buy it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
You can log on and see the Japanese music, but you can't purchase it with your account because you got a United States account.
Okay, but go ahead. Tell us what the name of the new album is. And
I got a new album coming out here called Thinking Out Loud, and my album in Japan is called Japanese American. So
now, Japanese American, are you speaking Japanese on it?
I do speak a little bit, just like tiny bits and like songs and stuff. It's called Janglish, basically. So we throw a little bit of English with Japanese and slam it all together. It makes it more appealing.
So they dig English.
To be honest with you, like if you were just like some average kid out on the block and you weren't Japanese and you went out there and tried to do it, I'd give you big ups, man, if you could make it, because they don't understand a word of English, bro. And like I seen Nas do a show out there with like 200 people, and Far East Movement was just out there was 500 people, and you know what I'm saying? Like they're not really onto the stuff like we think. Like, yo, you go to Japan, you're gonna do like hella sales, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. That's not really what's going on out there. Like the real deal is like, yo, if Jay-Z went out there, yeah, he's gonna do really big. If Kanye went out there, yeah, he's gonna do really big. But there's artists that like aren't really big that they don't care about. You know what I'm saying? And like,
so who's on the Japan scene that's really rocking right now?
I mean, anybody that's like super top 10 over here is.
Well, I'm not talking about necessarily.
Oh, as far as Japanese artists,
yeah, on the Japanese scene. Who's
man,
hot?
my brother right there. His name's Big Ron. He's probably like one of the top artists out there. My boy Zebra, Sphere of Influence, Cam Market. I mean, there's a bunch of cats out there. They really take hip hop seriously, and I would say like, you know, like I said, like from the New York style, they really are influenced by the New York style in Tokyo. And over there in Yokohama, they're really influenced by LA. Like they're talking about guns and riding 6'4s and like, but in Tokyo they're like, they don't want to talk about guns. They want to talk about like fashion and party. You know, like this is completely opposite. It's crazy, man. It's crazy over there. Y'all got to go out there.
That's that New York, Oakland rap. There you go, right there. Oakland rap.
It always come back to Oakland with songs.
You know, I'm gonna say West Coast rap. West Coast rap. You know what I mean? That's where you got the gangsters on the West Coast, and you got the, you know, the flamboyant, whatever you call them, the b-boys on the, yeah, you got the b-boys on the east. That's how it goes. So Japan is the same way.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Well, HOTPA, you know what I'm saying? We ain't the wake-up show, man, but we are one of its distant children. You know what I'm saying? We one of them children outside of the marriage of the wake-up show. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna have to ask you to bust, bruh.
Oh, man. So I'm taking this road less traveled. No one, nobody, no hassles. I'm Han Solo, I'm blasting off, so be prepared for the light show smoke. And I'm smoked out, but I've lost it. And who am I now? I'm nauseous, I'm brilliant, but don't tempt me. And I'm the poison, boy, there's no remedies. And I'm talking to you, yeah, you fam. I'm talking to myself, I'm losing. My mind, my time, my rhymes, what? My mind, my grind's nuts. I'm crazy, heart racing. Someone tell Buddha just save him. I'm racing, I'm raging like a lion. I can't be caged in on KPFA, sucker.
Exclusive HOTPA.
94.1, baby. Yeah.
That's what's up.
He was ready.
Yeah, he was ready. He just said, oh, really? Yeah.
He came out roaring.
No, we just spit, man. We from the Bay.
HOTPA, man.
That's how we do it.
One last time, man. Tell the people that want to stay up on you, that want to stay online with you, how do they do that? Where can they find you online?
Yo,
where are you going to be performing?
First of all, let me say what's up to everybody that's in the room, man. I got my boy Clipso. He's producing right now for Dr. Dre, bro. Like, it's Slim the Mobster. He's really doing